Hey guys, Teacher Tori here. I just wanted to come on and talk to you guys about the reasons why I was concerned that VIPKid is a scam and why it's not. I really was very hesitant to get involved, and I had multiple people kind of tell me, this is great, you should try it, do it, it's great. And I was like, I'm not real sure about this. It feels really like gimmicky, and I'm seeing commercials, and I don't know, it just feels really, like too much for me. And I was just uncomfortable with it. And I kept telling people like, this is not for me. Also, I had like a new baby and I felt like my schedule was just, there's no way it was going to work out or be okay or anything like that. So I felt very uncomfortable and I was very hesitant and resistant towards it for quite some time. I was worried that it felt like because people were asking me, it felt like they were going to get paid the more that I teach or something, and that's just not the case. So these are some of my top concerns with VIPKid and what I was concerned with and why I'm not concerned with it anymore. So let's get started. Number 1, do I have to be a hot mess on camera in order to get bookings? Well, first of all, no, you don't. I was a science teacher for high schoolers and middle schoolers, and I was just very concerned because I just did not want to deal with trying to be like, oh my gosh, hi, how are you? Good job. Like, I didn't want to have to really entertain these kids. Like, I didn't really feel like I wanted to do that because I felt like I would feel fake. Even though I taught preschool way back when, I just felt like, I don't know, I felt like I was going to have to be super fake, and that was just not me. And you don't have to do that. I'm realizing now you don't have to be like that. I have only taught one class so far, and I wasn't crazy, and it wasn't a problem. Like, it was good. The kid just kept going, and it was fine. She was an 8-year-old, so it was a little bit different, and I think I will eventually just work with older kids probably, but the little kids are sweet, and it's really not gimmicky. It's not gimmicky because you are trying to get them to understand you. That's the only thing that there is to it. So it's like, if you're talking to somebody who doesn't understand English, you use gestures and you try to help them figure it out, and you show them a puppet and be like, hey, I'm going to ask the puppet a question. You don't say these things because they don't know what you're talking about. But if you have this puppet on and you say, I didn't want to have to use a puppet. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But I would be like, how are you? And then the puppet tells me, I'm fine. And that shows them how we're having a conversation. It's not gimmicky. I don't know why I don't know. I just felt like I was going to have to be fake and gimmicky, and I don't have to be. So that was my number 1 concern. Also, the other concern that I had was like, this is very early in the morning for me to have energy. But I don't know. Seeing them, they're just like, they're little kids and you're actually talking to them. And so you're having a very real conversation with these kids, and it's just normal. And you tell them, I don't know. You're telling, I'll do a demonstration. We were learning about the color black this morning. So I would look at this and I would say, black. And then they would say, black. I mean, it's really not that hard, guys. So that was one thing that I was very concerned with. And then the energy situation there, it just happens. Like, you just deal. You get yourself up, you get dressed, you put makeup on. You don't have to put makeup on if you don't want to. It just makes me feel like a human. So you put makeup on, and then you grab some coffee and you get ready, and then you're talking to somebody all of a sudden, and you're not just sitting there staring at a computer, like, it goes by quickly. I was teaching and I was kind of worried. I was like, how am I going to talk about the color white and black for 25 minutes? How? I just didn't understand how I could make it last that long. And it's actually kind of tough to get it all in. Like, you have to keep going, and it's fine. And that quick pace keeps the kids involved. So I don't know. It's really quick and easy. I have 6 classes tomorrow in a row, which is 3 hours straight. And I didn't think I would get booked that much that quickly. So I will be back to do a day 2 of VIPKid conversation video because I just was unprepared for that. And I was going to use a whiteboard and be like, my number 1 concern, but I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to put this down now and not waste and dry out my markers. Another one of my concerns was that I would need a whole bunch of props and a whole bunch of stuff and that it would be crazy. I was a teacher, so I loved teachery things. So I wanted to do all of this, but you don't have to. I've seen so many successful people that literally sit at a table, put a table behind them, put a trifold behind them, have a map of America and something that says their name. And that's all they have. And it's totally fine. And they're super successful. It doesn't matter. You do not have to have like a crazy background. You don't have to buy a whole bunch of stuff. Seriously. Also, you don't have to buy a whole bunch of stuff as far as props go. I love this dang puppet. It is so stinking cute. I'm obsessed with it. And my daughter thinks that it's a real thing. It's so funny. So this is my favorite thing that I have now. And it's also just like super helpful. But I don't have to buy a whole bunch of stuff. Like I have kids. So like I use this for reading. So they say like if they're doing the letter, like this morning, it was the letters like B, H, J, P, and L, and then AM was down here, and they were switching out this letter. And then they were reading it, and that's how they were blending the sounds. I already had these. Like these are from my husband's childhood. They're Legos. It's not like I don't have to go buy a whole bunch of Legos. Anything that your kids have, you can use. Like we were going over black and white, so I used this tiny little book, Black and White Animals. And I went through and we talked about the black cat and the white duck and all the things. Like I already had this book, and you don't have to, like, even if you don't have a bunch of stuff for kids, you can just like on a piece of paper or on a little whiteboard, because you will want a whiteboard, you can so quickly just like write something down and show it to them, or use the PowerPoint that they give you on VIPKid. Like that's the really cool thing. I was also very concerned about how much prep I was going to have to do. And as a teacher before, I've been a new teacher every year for the most part. And you have to do so much work because you're getting the curriculum together, you're doing lesson plans, your feedback, your lesson plan, what's the word? It's been a minute. When you go back and you review your lesson plan, how it went. I don't know why the word is escaping me, but either way, when you go back and you critique your lesson and how it went, you have to do like a whole form. And I'm just over all of that right now. I'm so happy you don't have to do that with VIPKid. The lessons are ready to go. They even have a little tip up at the top to tell you how to do each slide. It's so easy. It's ridiculous. And you get paid. And you get paid pretty well too, like $19 to $22 an hour, which is pretty awesome. Also, you get $1 for being on time to each class. Like you have base pay and then $1 on top of it for being on time, and then another $1 on top of it if you do a certain amount of classes per month. And it's not that many. So I just don't understand why this would not be something that you would want to do. Like seriously, even if you just did it for 1 hour a day, that's still like 5 hours a week. Even if you just did the regular work week, that's 5 hours a week. 22, I don't do math like at all, but 22 times 5 is like, we're going to round down. 20 times 5 is 100, and that's $100 a week. That's $400 a month. That's awesome. That's fantastic to just have an extra $400 a month for 1 hour a day. I'm not lying. Like I will make more money doing this for more time than I would if I had to put my 2 kids in daycare and went and taught. I'm going to end up bringing home more money from this than I would if I was doing that. So those are my big things that I was like pretty concerned about. I was concerned about my kids and would they wake up? They did not wake up this morning, but also like I have them trained to where they can stay in their beds, and I only have a certain amount of time in the morning blocked off for these classes, and I feed my baby before I come in. So if she wakes up, she's okay. Like she's not hurting or anything like that. Like she's fine. And she's at the point where she doesn't cry when she wakes up. She just kind of wakes up. And so I go feed her before I start my class, and then she's fine. It's not a big deal. And it might take time to do that, but those are the things that I was really concerned about. I'm not concerned about them anymore. It is a legit thing. You have to go through an actual interview process. You have to do like demos for other like adult people. It's more legit than I thought it was going to be. So if you are interested in doing this and you are not concerned that it's a scam anymore, because I promise it's not, I have my referral link down below, and all that does is gives me a little bonus, and then that's it. Like, I just get a bonus once you teach, and that's cool and great and all, but I actually enjoy like being a mentor and talking to you guys and like having community for teachers. That was my favorite part of teaching, was being able to collaborate with other teachers and be involved together and help each other out. So I would really like to get a community started with this. That's my favorite part. I don't get anything past the little bonus when you do your thing, like when you start. After that, I don't get anything like but happiness from it. So if you would really like a mentor to help you through the hiring process, first of all, and then once you start teaching, to kind of have community that you can ask questions to, please get in touch with me, because I would love to do that. So I really hope that you come along in this journey with me. It's so fun. It's a really good way, if you're a stay-at-home mom, to kind of feel like you have a little bit of something to do and something to use your brain for. Like, I needed something for my brain. So besides, how can I work the schedule best for my baby? I love it, and I love being at home. I do not want to trade that for anything, but you know, that's that. So I'm sorry. My oldest is not napping. I thought she was asleep, but she's for sure not. She's just rolling around in there, hanging out, kicking her legs. Whatever. She's happy. Anyway, so what was I saying? If you have any questions, please get in touch with me. I don't remember what I was going to say. See, I've been up for a while. I'm ready to go have a little bit of relaxed time. Oh yes, I love being home. I love being with my girls. I don't want to trade that for anything, and that's why I'm doing this, because I want to bring more income in. I want to be like more busy with my brain, and I just want to have some fun with it, and it is fun. So I hope I hear from you soon, and have a great day.